This is going really slow. Hello. We are live on. Do you know we're live all over the place? Are we live on Instagram as well today, Kim? Or did we forget?
Not at the moment, but I can add it in as we go.
Yeah, let's get it added in. Okay. This is the first Green Umbrella live lunch of the year. So how exciting is that? So far, we're having an absolute nightmare with StreamYard. First of all, I couldn't get in. And then when Kim got in, her camera wouldn't work. And Nicole is currently battling trying to get in. But I think one of the reasons for that is that StreamYard, so just before we broke up for Christmas, they introduced Instagram as a destination, which was like, whoop, 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 finally. And then basically over the Christmas period, they've also now added X as a destination. So we're also, fingers crossed, live streaming for the first time over on X as well, which is, how exciting is that? We're like everywhere, all at the same time. Facebook, LinkedIn, X, which I still pause because I still want to say Twitter. I still can't just go with the X flow. And yeah, hopefully any second now we'll be on Instagram too.
Oh, I'm getting there. I just have to. It's really awkward because with the normal way, you just click on the platform, lovely. But this, you've got to go into Instagram, click on the live, get a stream key, and then put it back into StreamYard. Right, I think we are live on Instagram.
We're there on Instagram too. So yes, welcome to the first Green Umbrella Live Lunch of 2024. Just the two of us on for the moment. Hopefully Nicole will be able to sort out her technical difficulties and StreamYard will play nice for her, as it has done for me and Kim eventually, and then she'll be on too. So Kim, how was your Christmas break?
It was lovely. It was quiet. It was chilled. I feel like I had a break. It was really nice.
Normally I'm like on total switch off, and which I did do for about 3 days. So I brought all of my online activity like down to like, I don't think I posted anything anywhere until like the 2nd of January. And it's so nice just to be able to have all those notifications off. And I try and do it 3 times a year. So Christmas, Easter, and the August bank holiday. I'm like, with those breaks.
That's very specific, August bank holiday.
Well, it's a nice long weekend, isn't it? And the other, I feel like every bank holiday is too much.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work. But it's like that August, that gives me 3 days. Absolutely. Like my settings on my phone change, so like my notifications are, if you're not on my priority list, so basically my 2 daughters and you, of course, and my very closest friends.
Thanks.
Other than that, like, no one can get through to me. So
thanks for differentiating me between me and your closest friends, but we'll move on.
That's what you took. You didn't take from that you are my inner circle, that even when I'm turning off from the world, you can still get through. I mean, I don't always answer. I'll only answer if it's urgent, as you've experienced this break. But yeah, it's really nice. And I think we are so switched on and so connected. It's really important, and especially with I think everyone, but especially with what we do, to have that little bit of space where you're not glued to this device.
Yeah.
The only issue I find is coming back after the Christmas break, it's really hard to switch gears again and come back into this like content create, like what am I going to post today, that kind of stuff. So it's really important when you know you're going to switch off, you almost have a bit of a plan for when you come back as well. So anyone that is struggling right now, that's what you need to do. Don't stare at your phone thinking, shit, what am I going to post? Go and access some resources, go for a walk, walk up and down your living room, whatever it might be, and just think, okay, right, what's 5 things I could post over the next 5 days? And just give you that space to get creative again.
Like we're talking about, the phone's constantly going off and whatever. Don't know if you can see that. 577 notifications on New Year's Eve. And I'd like to say that was all my friends wishing me a happy new year. I went to sleep before midnight. I woke up. I had one message.
Oh.
I say that, but I've just changed my phone number, so not everybody's got access to me. You know, I'm quite a big deal these days. So, you know, if your name's not on the list, you ain't coming in.
That's it. Secret phone numbers. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. And this is the thing. It's a great time to actually do a bit of a cleanse as well, and go, right, that's, you know, this is what I'm not prepared to tolerate anymore, and get rid of some of that noise too. So yeah, I love that. Absolutely love that. Yeah.
And also, I took the Christmas break too, because I got a new phone and I had to set everything up again. I've taken the Christmas break to, every time I get a new email, if I don't want it, I unsubscribe. Unsubscribe. And honestly, my yeah, and it feels so much better.
Inbox. My issue is I do so my Christmas, but obviously we get Christmas out the way, do all the family stuff, and those, as you know, the days in between, I do my planning. I work on my life plan. What is it Christina wants to achieve, and all that kind of stuff, and then perfect the business plan for 2024 in terms of the bigger vision and what goals we need to focus on for 2024. So that article, I normally release it between Christmas and New Year, but because of the way the days fell and fitting all the family stuff in, that's actually going to go out tomorrow. So it's going out a little bit later than usual, but yeah, that will be with everyone tomorrow, because I kind of sort of say, like, this is what we're focusing on this year. Because if we're focusing on it, there's probably going to be a lot of other businesses focusing on similar things, or perhaps should be looking at those as, okay, yeah, maybe that's something we need to consider. So, but yeah, part of that process, I start going, right, I need to learn more about this, I need to learn more about that. So all the unsubscribing I do over the course of the 12 months, it's like in 24 hours I've like resubscribed to a bunch of stuff again. So over the next couple of weeks there'll be some unsubscribing, I'm sure. I've got like webinars that I'm attending left, right and centre this week. So it's first 2 weeks of January for me are all like, it's like I get the Christmas break, I switch off, and then I go into 2 weeks of deep learning.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, there is now I can't share the link to this because it's part of an organisation I do some work with, but they are running an AI course. So I need to get you onto that AI course, Kim, because I think that would be really good as a business. And I know some of the stuff you're doing outside of work on your personal projects, your podcast, would be really useful there too. So, okay. So Nicole's still not appearing in the background here, so I'm assuming StreamYard's still not behaving for her. What have you got news-wise? Anything cropped up for you? Obviously, I've already mentioned about the fact we can now live stream to X via StreamYard. So that's something I was going to talk about. But what else have you got?
So I read something this morning that, and I didn't even know that this was a part of X. They've got X hiring. Have you heard about that?
Yes, yeah. So that launched, I want to say November time, end of November, beginning of December.
Oh, close, August, but
no. So it was announced in the summer, but I don't think we got it in the UK straight away.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, X is now boasting. I mean, we don't even know what it's called anymore.
Boasting X.
Yeah, they are boasting that there are now 750,000 roles on there that people can. Yeah. It's quite a lot, isn't it? Quite a lot. So, but would Twitter be the place that I go to for a job? I don't know. Hopefully not, because that means you've sacked me. But you know, if I was going to do that, it would be LinkedIn.
I think some industries, some sectors, it could be a place and a certain level of role as well.
Yeah,
I think it could be a place. So higher level tech roles, kind of when I say tech roles, I'm thinking more the Silicon Valley style.
Okay.
You know, that kind of thing. I can see it there. But yeah, it's I'm not sure X is somewhere you'd go for a marketing role necessarily. And it's never, I just don't see it ever competing with the likes of Indeed.
No, of course not.
So yeah, but time will tell. Have you seen X? You know, Oh, is she there?
Oh, she is!
I made it.
Nicole is in the building.
This is very close. I was going to say, let's go back to
So, Nicole, great to see you.
Yeah.
I've been. So we came back into the office on the second. And yeah, I've been like already. I'm here, there, and everywhere, and doing stuff. So it's the first time I've seen you, Nicole. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! How are you?
Good.
This is now going to be just a meet between me and Christina.
Yeah. You've heard some of the conversation already, where you've been in the background and trying to get cameras working and that kind of stuff. So let's just dive in. What I had just asked Kim, but she's not started sharing her next story yet. So let's just come straight to you. What have you got? Like news-wise, what have you got?
I've got a few things. So I'm not sure what's been mentioned so far, but has anyone seen about X's job listings?
That's the one we've just done. I don't know why I did that.
What did you say about that? I didn't hear. Like, do you think it's a good? Do you think Twitter's onto something there?
I think in certain sectors, certain sectors, certain levels of role, yes. As a general thing, I think it will be very niche. I think it will be very niche.
Yeah, because I wonder what. Like, I feel like who would think, oh, Twitter, let me advertise a job on there. Yeah. Or who would even think to go and have a look there?
I think this is the thing. It's kind of what kind of role are you going to find there? Well, it's either going to be really strategically placed because they're looking for someone very, in terms of the profile of candidate, they're looking for someone very, very specific, or it's going to be the other side of the scale, which is shit, we've tried everywhere else. This is the only place we haven't tried yet. So I think it's going to be, I think the roles will tend to be one or the other. That's what my gut's telling me right now. But we'll see. Things change. Things change.
It's probably all the jobs that Elon's advertising of the people he sacked like last year.
Do you remember when he turned the offices into a hotel?
Yeah. that is bad when he did that. Because he was basically saying, like, you sleep here and then you can work. And then that's basically what.
And they were selling off the furniture and stuff, weren't they?
Yeah, weren't they changing the conference rooms into like a bedroom?
Into bedrooms, yeah.
I mean, I know we all get on really, really well, but I wouldn't want to share a house with you long term. Couple of days would be all right, but long term, I'm like, I know how hard I am to live with. I know how hard I am to live with. And I think this is the other thing. I was talking to someone yesterday and I said, you know, sometimes I know that there are times that I'm not easy to work with. I know that. I know sometimes I can be high stress situations. I become so focused that nothing else matters, and I can come across as a bit of an arse. I know that, but it's only because I'm razor focused and I want things at a certain level. So yeah, people need a break from that. You don't want to be living with that as well, surely.
I feel like you definitely need, as you said, the work-life balance.
Definitely.
Like you need to have the separation so you are on good form. And just have
that. I have noticed over the festive period that somebody has been increasing their socials.
Yes.
Miss Nabbott.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, I spotted you.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, because I basically did, and I still haven't finished it. Can you believe it? But I was doing a 2023 wrap-up of a bunch of photos that I wanted to post throughout the year, and I thought, well, let's just put it in a massive dump at the end of the year. And
a photo dump.
Yeah.
Yeah, photo dump. To clarify that for everybody.
Yeah. Nicole has a massive dump. Go.
Yeah, that would just be the next
Christmas dump.
Yeah. You know, I have to let off a lot of load of the year. Yes. Sorry.
I thought this year might be different. I thought we'd, you know.
But yeah,
matured over the Christmas break. That's not ever happening. Yeah.
And I'm still not even finished. It's like I've still got 2 parts to go because it's like I've taken so many photos and I'm just, I don't know, but I've tried because Yeah, I just wanted to. They were all posts like that I planned in my head like throughout the year, and I've just not done them. So I've just like, but that is one of my New Year's resolutions: is be better with my social media, be a bit more consistent on my
Yeah. This is the thing. When you're doing so much for clients, the personal stuff tends to go out the window a bit. Yeah, it's a bit of an issue. It's a bit of an issue. Okay, so next news item, Nicole, what you got?
So I don't know if you've heard, but I didn't think there was a lot going. So this is my other one, but this is now how you can train ChatGPT to write in your brand. I feel like I've just come on for you guys to get on my case.
Nicole, I'm like, that hurt me right there.
I called you. No, I'm not even. I don't know if to say that. But I called you MILFs just before I logged off. Look at these stunning MILFs, everyone.
Marketing MILFs.
Yes, I was trying to think of a name when I put that. I was like MILF City, but then I was like, that's better. Marketing MILFs.
Thanks.
I love it.
Anyway, yeah, you can now train ChatGPT to write in your brand.
ChatGPT.
I feel like this week has been really like, it's been a bit of a weird one. Has everyone found that? I feel like we've kind of
2 days.
Yeah.
This being the second day. It's not. Well,
this isn't the second day. This is the third.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm like, there's no hope for 2024 Green Umbrella. You don't know how many days it's been. Like, it's like between the two of you, what am I going to do?
Nicole doesn't know her alphabet. Bless her.
Chat
right, Nicole. I can't believe you still got it wrong. Okay, so that chat thing, yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Just skip you.
You can now train it to write in your brand's tone of voice.
Good.
And there's categories. Do you want me to read the categories?
Yes, please. Yes. If you can.
Okay, so there's innocent. And they've put other people's brands to kind of represent what that could kind of sound like for you. So under innocent, I don't know what the middle one is, but there's Dove.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Quite small. Snuggle. I think that's like a nappy company by the look of it. Is it? No, it can't be Smuggle.
Snuggle, isn't that like the ride on suitcases?
It looks like a little like puppy coming out. Anyway, the kind of tones of people it's giving me is Bob Ross. It says SpongeBob, Alice in Wonderland, Winnie the Pooh. That's an interesting one. Dustin Henderson, Stranger Things. Don't know if you've watched that. That's really strange. But that's kind of the innocent. So they're giving you categories. The next one is Sage.
Sorry,
which is Sage.
Right.
So in this one, we've got the brands are TED Talks, Google, and The Economist. It's very hard to read this. It's very, I'm guessing so. And for this one, it's got like Professor McGonagall, Harry Potter, Dumbledore, Stephen Hawking's. I don't know. I'm just reading these out. Okay, so by the way, there's quite a lot.
If you've got the link there, if you've got the link there, pop it in. So when we think about all sorts of communication, so when we're teaching public speaking, we teach archetypes as well. So there's a bunch of different archetypes. So you've got the warrior, the sage, there's tons of them. And each of them have a slightly different. So the sage would be talking very wisely, and the way you use your voice when you're speaking as the sage, or the lover.
Oh yeah, the lover's on there.
Productive, and the warrior is very strong, very confident, and robust in its tone. And the idea is that as you're speaking, as a public speaker, as you're speaking, you will drop in and out of each of these, and that helps you to elicit an emotion, essentially. But the same thing is true. We should be using these archetypes in our written content as well. It's not just when we're in all our communication. So I think they've probably taken those archetypes and gone, okay, well, if you're, if you are a, if you want to be seen as the warrior, these are the examples. So yeah, I think that's probably a really useful resource.
Yeah, no, it's a great infographic, and I'm sure if you're looking at it on your own screen, you'll be able to read it better. But
so
yeah,
pop the link in the chat, Nicole.
I've got to join this chat, so bear with me.
All right, okay.
But yeah, what would you think because the lover, for example, it's got Hinge underneath it. But what would you think we would be as a as Green Umbrella?
See, I think. Oh, go on.
No, you go.
So I think our tone of voice is quite fun. It's quite. Well, it's not quite. It is fun. It's relaxed, and it's opinionated, but in a good way. We always offer. You know what I mean? I feel like we're quite good at saying, well, this is what we think, even if it might not be, the PC thing. We have an opinion on the things that we talk about.
Yeah, there's a lot of the Joker and the Sage, definitely. It's a. Do you know, there's
the Joker?
I'm talking about the tone.
Yeah, I would say from that on this infographic, it's the Jester.
The Jester,
so like, under that it has like Jim Carrey, like things like that, and I'm like, yeah, I can see that when you've said that.
Yeah, so it is for us. It's about striking that balance, about being fun and good-natured and approachable and entertaining, but also delivering the goods in terms of the knowledge. So yeah, and the support as well. So sometimes it is, there's probably 3 or 4 that if you went through all of our content, there's 3 or 4 of them that would come through, definitely.
Yeah, because when Kim was speaking, I completely agree with you. It's got the caregiver, and I feel like we sort of fit into that category. And then there's also the creator, which I thought was us, like, because even that, it's got one of the brands is TikTok, so it's I feel like that they could be our 3.
There we go. Cool. Okay, Kim, have you got another bit for us?
I'll have a little look.
Not really, because it's all old stuff, like before Christmas and stuff. There's nothing really that's jumped out, to be honest.
I feel like it's very much tips and predictions. Like,
it tends to be the first week
there was
back.
one for TikTok. Where is it? Let me see if I can find it. Might have even closed it down now. 5 tips to help maximize your. If I can find the top of the article. 5 tips to help maximize your TikTok marketing approach in 2024. But they all seem very obvious. Research your competitors. Research top performing ads. What's the next one? Oh, I've missed one. Check your insights, basically.
Just the standard stuff. This time of year, because lots a lot happen, that people want to keep that content wheel churning, because they, hat tip to Google and getting in the search results kind of thing. So there's a lot of box ticking content that comes out this week, really. That's all first week of the year. And the thing is that people come back going like, I've worked to my plan. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to sort my marketing out. I'm going to get my social media sorted. And then they come back to all this content that is like, and a lot of people talk about shiny new stuff as well. You should do that. You should do longer videos. You should do this. You should do that. You should implement this strategy, that strategy. So rather than, before Christmas, we always put out a couple of articles like what was new last year? What do we think's, what actually happened last year? What do we think is going to happen this year? So we do that before Christmas. And then next week, I'm doing one of our live events where I'm going through basically how do we master social media, but from a strategic perspective, doing a bit of strategic deep dive. So there will be some stuff in there that you've probably heard before and forgotten about. Like you've just sort of forget to do it because you've got caught up with all the shiny new stuff. But also, of all the shiny new stuff, what are the things that I believe most brands should be paying attention to and how they might work for your business. So, Kim, what is it? Tuesday evening we're running that?
It is Tuesday the 9th. Tuesday the 9th at 7 p.m.
7 p.m. Cool. Yeah, make sure it's 7 and not 7:30. I always think it's 7:30. So yeah, so I'm going to do back to basics. I'm going to talk about text-based posts. I'm going to talk about sort of SEO from a social media perspective, talk about some of the content options that we've got, how videos changing, a little bit about AI in there as well, personal branding. So it really will be it's not just like you should be doing this and you should be doing this, but it's like, what's it mean? It's like, it's not, everyone's telling you what to do, but I'm going to tell you why and how in this session. So yeah, we'll get on it with that one. That'd be a good one. So yeah, link is in there. If you're on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, you should see the link in the comments. Cool. Okay.
I've got a story.
Oh, yeah, I've seen one. Go on, Kim.
And it's not social media. Well, it is. Well, so The Guardian have reported almost half of British teens feel that they're addicted to social media. Addicted. So what do we think about that?
Yeah, but it's their main source of communication. Snapchat is social media. They're using it the way that I used SMS in my 20s.
Oh, hang on a minute. I mean, that sounds, like, oh my God, they've only questioned 7,000 people. 48% said they agreed or strongly agreed with the statement, I think I'm addicted. A higher proportion of girls compared to girls, 57%, and boys, 37%. Because boys are probably still out eating mud because they're a bit...
You can't say that. I think girls do use it more though, because they're more chatty, aren't they?
Lads are out doing stuff, and girls are like Instagram, TikTok.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, if I think about, I was talking to Bella last night, and if I were to sort of put some of what she was telling me about into that context, the boys are at the skate park skateboarding, the girls watching them, and they've got to do something to entertain themselves, haven't they?
Yes, that's what I mean.
So,
yeah, the boys are out doing.
And by the way, this isn't a broad brushing. There are girls skateboarding at the skate park too. Just putting that out there. But yeah, it is I can kind of get it. It's a behavioural thing. But like I said, it is, social media is a communication tool, which is that's one of the reasons I'm covering text-based communication in that live session, because it really is. I've been seeing it the last couple of months, watching it develop, but I do think this is going to be the big thing next year. So, and when we have our marketing conversation for what we're doing strategically, this is something we're going to be leveraging going forward as well. So, so yeah, it's definitely. Like if we're implementing it in our business, why would we want everyone else?
And did you know? And I didn't know that this was a thing. Do you know the World Health Organization has established a diagnosis on the International Classification of Diseases called gaming disorder? Like, so it's going to be a proper health issue. Scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
How people spend their time. You want to know what you value most in the world? Look at your bank balance, where you're spending your money, and look at your time, what you're doing with your time. That will tell you what you value most in the world. So when we're making all these New Year's resolutions and setting goals and new plans, and you want to find out the best way of achieving them, like if the things don't align or you don't make the change to create the alignment, it's never going to happen. So if you say, like, I want to educate myself more, I want to read more, but you look at your time, you spend 0 time reading. If you don't schedule time for the reading to happen, you're never going to hit that goal. You're never going to be in alignment with it, because that's not where you're investing your time. So, I'm going to read more books. If you're spending money on gaming, you're not spending money on books, there's a misalignment there, right?
Yeah.
So you've got, anyway, side note. Nicole, we'll come to you for your bit of news, and then we'll wrap up from there, because my low battery thing has just kicked in, and I'm thinking,
Okay, this one's quite a nice one, because I feel like Yeah, this can be good for all social media platforms if you're saving stuff, not so much TikTok and Instagram, but Facebook, I find it quite. Meta confirms that Facebook links history option is coming to all users. This came out on the 2nd of Jan. Apparently there might be a pop-up. This is on it's not on desktop, by the way, it's just on iOS and Android, but there'll be a pop-up when you log into your Facebook saying never lose a link again. Easily get a recent link that you've visited on your website browsing and activate it all in one place. Now, I've noticed on Facebook you can save stuff, but I don't think I've ever gone back to the saved.
We always say this, don't we?
Yeah. This is it, having a history. Like, for me, that's amazing, because I click on adverts to see what the landing pages look like and follow the process through, because we've had this conversation before. I'm really sad. So for me to have that history, and the history's there for 30 days, I'm like, big thumbs up on that one. That's going to be brilliant for research purposes.
Definitely. And I even feel like that for Instagram as well. I feel like there's so many ads that I click on and I'll save the post, but then it's just in the midst of like all this other stuff that I've saved. I will not be able to find that again. So I feel like, you know, when you save audio, I don't know if I've only seen this on Instagram, it separates the files.
Yes.
So it has your saved and then they should have a shopping one, I think. Like, I think that should just be they shouldn't even think about that. They should just already have, like, if they're getting ads in, why not save them? Because it's more likely that we're going to buy the stuff if it's in a separate file. We can all go and I click on it and have to put it on my Safari to remember that that's something I potentially want to get. So yeah, I thought that was really a really nice thing for Facebook.
Cool. I feel like
love that. A little bit concerned that Kim will.
I feel everyone is really.
What am I going to do?
I'm waiting for it. No.
That's it. She's gone.
Do you think the battery's gone, Kim?
I think the battery's gone, Nicole. So I'm just going to move you right up there.
Okay. I was really interested to see what she was going to say then.
I think what she was going to say there was, because basically I am, you know what I'm like. We've had this conversation many, many times. The reason why I've got 2 vegetable choppers is because I love an impulse purchase. If something shiny and new flashes up, I'm just going to remove her. If something shiny and new pops up on social, I'm like, oh my God, great, bang, it's in the basket, it's arriving tomorrow. So yeah, that's probably.
And even that, guess what I saw? I saw on Temu a little beginner's croquet set. And you can make a little dinosaur. And I thought it was so cute. So
set?
Like a croquet, you know, like knitting.
You mean crochet?
Did I? Oh, actually, just died. Went from 70% to 1%. Wow. I think it's time to that should be the next investment, shouldn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, it's not croquet, love. It's crochet.
The potatoes. I'm not having a good day.
I feel like we should just wrap this up and just come back next week.
Let me just put that link in for the brand Tone of Voices for let's try again for one last time, Kim. And it's failed.
Okay, well, we'll just see everybody next week, shall we?
Thank you very much, Paul. That's the nicest comment. But yes, Kim, let's wrap it up here. We will see you next week at 12 p.m. on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. But until then, have a good week, everyone, and a happy new year from us.
Bye.
Bye.
I give up.